New reaction series PogChamp, new reaction series PogChamp. Greetings one and all, my name is Lancer, and yes, welcome to a new reaction series. One that I've kind of been back and forth on, whether or not I actually want to jump into it. But the more that's been said, and also the solidifying thing, the fact that this show, at least for a while, it took the #1 spot on most popular show on Mal, overtaking Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Of course, the anime community being what it is, it's not exactly anything impressive because it's usually just a rite of passage. You know, I've been hearing and seeing things in there on this show. This show, of course, being Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. A show that's well into its first season by now, but I'm finally going to be jumping into it and watching it. I will preface, I have already watched the first episode, but it was a show that I saw was still airing and still has a good couple episodes to get through before it's done. So I was like, I don't want to catch up. While this first episode isn't going to be anything new to me, I still do want to revisit it and rewatch it. So, without further ado, let's just get right into the first episode. I love jumping into the first episode of a new show. Such good music already. I will say, when I first watched this episode, I actually chose to watch it in English, just because there's certain voices and whatnot that I recognized, certain iconic voices. And honestly, the voice of Frieren, I liked her in English, but for the sake of this, I won't put some of you through it, some of you sub-purists. I will be watching it for the first time in that sense, in that I'll be watching it in the Japanese. What a idea, like, already. But at this point, anime and these kind of stories where it's like, you know, yeah, we go off to defeat the Demon King. Well, a couple of shows have delved into the idea of just like, all right, the first episode, we've already defeated it. All right, now this all takes place after that. I mean, hence this show being called Beyond Journey's End. So I figured it was already going to be kind of like that. But also just the style of it. It's like that, like, artificial film grain on it. The people making it, like, there's passion behind it. I like it. My ears. Is there like a prequel, like, manga or thing, which it's like actually their adventure that happened before this? Yeah. Just so casual. I'm just gonna wander around for 100 years. I love the theme they're going for with this. I'll delve more into it as we get further in the episode, but okay, now that I'm like actually stopping and like thinking about this show, yeah, I'm glad I'm watching it on the channel. There's gonna be a lot more talks than I think there is, and I think I am gonna enjoy this a lot more now that obviously I'm watching it. The casual thing, the life of an elf. It's just like, yeah, whatever, 100 years or so, just wander around, just do whatever. Yeah. Oh, it's so cool, that like time lapse. When I was watching this, I went through that kind of thought experiment, just like, if I was given the opportunity to be immortal, I would want to be the elf kind of immortal, where you're by all accounts still human, but you just live a lot longer. I'd prefer it to be the Saiyan aging, if you're familiar with Dragon Ball at all, where they start out really small for a while, and then once they hit a certain age, they hit a huge growth spurt once they're like around 18, and then they pretty much stay and look like that. From the age of 18 to 80, they pretty much look the same and health-wise are the same. And then once they hit 80, that's, you know, their aging catches up to them and then they pretty quickly die off. If I could live forever, I guess I would prefer to be the age I'm at right now. Just in that idea, it's like you could still die from like natural causes and whatnot, but it's like you live forever if like you just stay healthy and whatnot. It would give me a lot of motivation to travel the world, like Frieren does. Of course, for her, it's more of her magic stuff. I love this collage right here of her just traveling. It's like all these adventures. It's like, what all did she get up to? It's so beautiful. I like the subtle thing of showing this guy age as well. It's been that long. 50 years.
君にとっては軽い気持ちで預けたものかもしれないけど 僕にとっては大切な仲間から預かった大事なものなんだ。
そんな大層なものじゃないんだけどな。
I love the theme we're going with that. Just like, for her, all this stuff, it means very little. Again, just because she lives for so long. These guys can... Hyder looks good. They were already talking about prior, just like, you're already an old man.
以前はあまり変わっていないね。
そうか。そう見えるか。
さすがドワーフ。
Dwarves are supposed to have longer lifespans as well. Then again, I'm kind of basing that off of like Lord of the Rings stuff, but I know it's different. One last little adventure together. That's cool. Explosion!
僕はね、全員が揃うこの日を待ち望んでいたんだ。君のおかげで最後にとても楽しい冒険ができた。
Man, kind of choking me up. What the fuck? It's not even the first time I'm watching this. Just one last memory.
綺麗だ。
And then he passes.
もう一つしないなんて白状だね。
おやおや、私たちもしていませんよ。司教は真面目にやれ。この
I think it's justified for her, man. It's like, how old even is she up to this point, you know? She's probably already hundreds of years old. Yeah. It's not that she doesn't care, it's just, there's just been so much death that's surrounded her.
人間の寿命は短いって分かっていたのに。なんでもっと知ろうと思わなかったんだろう。頭なでんなよ。
これで最後になるでしょうからね。
どこか悪いの？
長年の酒がたたりましてね。天罰だな。
Divine punishment.
生徒によることが
I love the dwarf guy. I hope he shows up later.
欧州州の旅か。
それもあるけど、私はもっと人間を知ろうと思う。
もう斧を触れるような年じゃないんだ。
He swung that stick pretty well.
じゃあまたね、アイゼン。
あ、また。
Jeez, man, like, I'm already so attached to these characters, which I guess is the point, and then it's like, then we jump forward in time and they're gone. Music's so good. Good cinematography as well. The Journey's End. I suppose that was the epilogue. And 20 years after that, 70 years in total since the start of the episode. It's funny because, like, I'm watching this, I guess, like, 22 weeks after, like, it started airing. I've already seen so many images of stuff that later is to come. But even still, that's all I know. Like, I don't know the context of those scenes at all. So it's just funny kind of seeing certain characters, knowing certain meme images that will come later. Still alive.
墓に備える酒買ってきちゃったけど。
もうやめたんです。
そう。
That's funny.
エルンと言います。南側諸国の繊細孤児でした。
Frieren and Frieren.
旅先で会う人とはなるべく関わるようにしているからね。それにハイターにはたくさん借りがあるから。
Learn from that guy's death.
弟子を取りませんか。フェルンには魔法使いとしての素質があります。
ごめんハイター。
I love her
それだけ
earrings.
は友人から預かった子を七に送るつもりはないよ。
お願いしたいのです。できますか。
絵を使った暗号でしょ。まあ5、6年もあれば。
そうですか。
死ぬのは怖くないんじゃなかったの？
理由は2つあります。たたちの手前格好をつけていたから。もう一つは前より死ぬのが怖くなったから。ほんの少しでいいから時間が欲しくなったのです。
That's fair. I mean, obviously there's those people that always are just looking for any way to live forever, but I mean, I'm kind of like that. It's like, if there's like a surefire way with no side effects or anything, I mean, it would be horrible. Let's be real. In the world we live in right now, if someone discovered eternal life, the people who are in power are going to stay in power forever because they're just never going to die. But just for like a normal everyday person like me, if I was given that kind of power, I guess, I would just be like Frieren. I would just use it to wander the world, learn what I can learn. But there is that other side of it with what we've dealt with her character so far, and imagine what will be the overarching theme is just you only live once, though with her it's a lot longer than most. So it's just learning that emotional attachment.
毒の片手間で構わないので、フェルンに魔法を教えてあげてはくれませんか。
まあそのくらいなら。
Yeah, I love her earrings. It's like blood drops. It's really cool. The staff is so big for her. but I'm sure she'll grow into it.
だからもよく言われます。とても良いことでございますね。
She gives me Sakura vibes from Fate.
卓越した魔力の操作技術だ。この年で一体どれだけの研鑽を積んだんだ。あの一番岩を打ち抜けば一人前になれると言われました。へえ、ハイターも分かってんじゃん。あれはね。
Yeah, she's stronger than she seems, holy.
魔法は好き。ほどほどでございます。私と同じだ。
Is a gifted prodigy, but, you know, it's a weird place to end it, but again, even though I'm watching this not for the first time, I had a lot more to talk about than I thought. Beyond Journey's End, but a new journey begins. Well, that was episode 1 of Frieren. Oh man, I'm so interested in where this is gonna go. I'm also curious how much it covers. I don't imagine this first season is gonna be the entire original manga. I imagine it'll be a good chunk though, 28 episodes. It's kind of an odd number. You figured it'd either be 24 or even 12, but I am grateful it's longer for once. These shows just giving you 12 episodes, which is barely a taste, and having you wait several years before anything new comes out. I feel like this is one that's gonna hit me harder than I think it is. Like, again, I wasn't watching that first episode for the first time, but even still, I mean, it's been a couple weeks. I mean, Frieren, you can see already has changed. In the beginning part, like, she was more just kind of detached from, like, that feeling of emotion. Just like, he was someone I barely knew. I'm like, why do I feel emotional? And then jumping forward more years, it's like she said to Hyder, just like, I'm learning as much as I can about the people I meet. Which, I mean, is a cool thing, but at the same time, that could be kind of a double-edged sword. Yeah, it's really nice that she's learning more about the people she meets, learning to cherish them more, but at the same time, it's gonna hurt more when they pass. Not saying that, like, there's no point in it, you know? But yeah, man, so much style just in that first episode. It's gonna be a journey beyond the journey. It's just one of those ones that really motivates me to be like, just one day when all the things line up correctly and I don't have much in life I need to worry about, I'm just gonna get up and go wander. A phenomenal first episode. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually watching this on the channel. It's gonna be fun. Eventually, I'm obviously gonna get caught up because it's not like I'm watching these week to week. I'm watching like several. I'm gonna bulk record the fuck out of these. Again, go over to Patreon to watch these because we're gonna be a lot further ahead over there. But obviously, it will eventually get to a point where we are doing week to week, but that'll be a while before then. But again, thank you all for joining me for this first episode of Frieren. Join me next time for episode 2, as well as everything else that'll be coming out soon. So until next time, I'm Lancer. Thanks for watching.